YouTube, what's good? It's your guy Darren, the BowTie Fragrance Guy. We talk about looking good on this channel. So your suits, clothing, your grooming, your style, and obviously we talk about fragrances as well. If you're into looking good and smelling great, make sure you hit subscribe and don't forget to enable your notifications as well. So anytime a new video gets uploaded on YouTube, you guys get notified. On today's video, guys, I'm going to be talking about some head-turning fragrances in 2025. Those fragrances that when you walk by, that sea eyes and that wind hits the air and it hits their nostrils and it makes them do a double take. Those are the fragrances that we're going to be talking about today. So I'm going to run the intro. When we come back, we're going to jump right into it. If you want to see what made the list this year of my head-turning fragrances for 2025, then you know the routine, man. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it. Let's go.
The BowTie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. We're going to jump into this video. I always link as many of these fragrances as I can find through YouTube shopping to the video. So if we look at products, click on products down there in the corner. If I can find these fragrances, then I link them. And I saw this first fragrance for an amazing price, by the way, on FragranceNet. But this first fragrance, man, and again, I've said this before about it. It is not even in my top 5 from the brand personally. But when you talk about grabbing people's attention and being a head-turning fragrance, this has to be at the top of the line when you talk about this particular house. And I'm talking about from the brand of Electimus, man. This fragrance is called Caspian Cherry. Here's the fragrance right here. This is basically black cherry, amaretto, dark chocolate, honey. It just works. It just works. Again, you got a lot of very sexy, very delectable notes in here. Sweet fragrance. It has this booziness to it as well, that amaretto, but it gives something different from what I'm accustomed to when I smell what we categorize as a boozy fragrance. You have the amaretto here. You have this dark chocolate, which is really sexy. The honey is very sexy. So again, it's just one of those fragrances that really just seems to command attention. I get so many compliments when I wear this fragrance. So many people asking about this fragrance. I tell you, the first time I wore this, I got 5 compliments on this fragrance. So again, I'm not surprised. Again, a lot of times when I wear a fragrance that has a very rich scent profile like this, you have notes like honey and dark chocolate and things of that nature in the fragrance. A lot of times for me, at least in my experience, it grabs people's attention. The dark, though, the black cherry is very, very seductive. Kind of just plays right on along, right, and perfectly with the other more seductive kind of notes in this fragrance. But it works, man. People seem to always want to know what I'm wearing when I wear this. So check this one out. Again, it's from the brand of Electimus, and this one is called Caspian Cherry. All right, guys, this next fragrance, we're going to the house of BowTie Victorious, and I will tell you up front, especially probably initially, this is not for everybody, but it works for me perfectly. It is this ethereal type scent profile, and it is, again, it's just magic in the air. And this one is called Namir. I mean, look at the dent in the bottle. I love this stuff. Lemongrass, Turkish rose. You have cypher oil in this oak moss and cashmere wood. Oak moss and cashmere wood. God, I would say the star player here is going to be that lemongrass and that cypher oil. Again, just as, like I said, this very, it felt so different from anything I've ever smelled. Let me first start off by saying that. But it's just something, I think, because it's so atypical, because you don't smell a lot of fragrances that smell anything close to this. As a matter of fact, the only fragrance I've smelled that smells like this is a fragrance by Electimus, which is their sister company. And I think that's called Celestial, if I'm not mistaken. But that smells just like this. But other than that, I have never smelled anything that has this kind of scent profile. And it just works on my skin. And I honestly think that's one of the things that draws people to this kind of fragrance, because when you smell it, it catches your attention because you've never smelled anything quite like it. And I think that's one of the characteristics of this. But it is phenomenal, guys. Again, look at the dent in the bottle. I wear this a lot. because it smells great to me and it's so unique. It's just a positive and a plus, of course, a bonus that other people seem to like it on my skin. But this one is from the brand of BowTie Victorious. Again, this is called Namir. All right, for this next fragrance, we're going to the YSL Le Vestiaire de Parfums collection, and this one is called Cabane. Cabane, beautiful fragrance, man. This is black pepper, elemi, osmanthus, tonkamine, and the main note here is sandalwood. This is a sandalwood fragrance to me through and through. Again, a little bit spicy and peppery up top with that black pepper, but this is really, really smooth. Now, there are a lot of great fragrances from this brand. Of course, Tuxedo gets a lot of conversation, rightfully so. It's an amazing patchouli fragrance. Obviously, Baby Cat, you have, of course, that's the bourbon vanilla fragrance, which is amazing as well. But this one kind of flies under the radar a little bit, but people love it. It has the same kind of effect of like a Louis Vuitton Lovers or a Santal 33. A lot of those fragrances that are kind of built around sandalwood work on my skin, and this is amazing in the air when it catches people's nostrils. So definitely one that's a head turner as well from the brand of YSL. If you have not checked this one out yet, do yourself a favor and check it out. This is called Cabane. All right, guys, and this next fragrance is really new to the collection, but I've already worn it out 3 times, and I've gotten at least 2 compliments each time I've worn it. So it would definitely qualify as a head turner already. And you can actually see the dent in here when I show it to you, man. But this is one of the newest ones from Mind Games. This is Check Please. Check Please. Hazelnut, green apple, cinnamon, plum, and you have that nougat accord here. Again, let me show you the dent here. You probably can kind of see that. Hopefully it picks it up. Yep, already got a little dent in it. Already worn it out 3 times. At least 2 compliments each time I worn this fragrance. And again, if it didn't get compliments, I wouldn't care. I love the scent profile. That green apple, I told you guys, is almost like a green apple Jolly Rancher. That's the best thing that I can think of to describe the way this smells. But after that, again, just really, really sweet and sexy scent profile. That nougat accord here is something very unique. And I think it was a Mars bar, if I'm not mistaken, which is a candy bar that had that nougat in the middle. So you kind of imagine what that smells like. Sweet, kind of nutty. You have caramel and hazelnut to kind of complement that perfectly. Just fantastic stuff, man. Check it out. Check it out. Somebody told me that this was actually sold out. I'm not sure. But when it comes back in stock, get your hands on it or get a sample. This is the newest one from Mind Games. This is Check Please. All right, guys, this next fragrance, I got this at a steal on FragranceNet. I don't understand how this fragrance could be this good and be as inexpensive as it was when I picked it up, but there are a lot of other fragrances that have come from this particular line or lineage of fragrances, but this is the best one. I don't care, from Gerdoff Torino 21. This is just next level perfumery right here to me. Lemon, basil, mint, lavender, and thyme are some of the main notes. This just smells great. I don't know what else to tell you guys about it. It is so easy to wear, man. It is so versatile. There's so many situations that you can wear it in. I don't think there's a time where it's not going to be great and not be appropriate. Obviously, the scent profile leans itself to being more of a spring, summer kind of scent profile, but forget that, man. If you work in an office, just buy it. That's all I have to say. One of the best things I've smelled in my collection. Wow, man. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff, man. Torino 21. Definitely a head turn. Definitely a compliment getter. Get your nose on. All right, guys. So this next fragrance, we're going to the Christian Dior La Collection Privé collection. One that nobody really talks about, at least not in the male sector of fragrances on YouTube. But it's definitely very unisex, and guys can definitely rock this. It smells great on my skin. Known for me to be a head turner. Kind of flies under the radar, but this one is called Acqu Di Gio. Acqu Di Gio, you can see I have a nice little dent in it, man. I wear it. Rose, oak moss, patchouli, and sandalwood. And I don't know, maybe some guys maybe thought it was marketed towards women, but I think it was very unisex. I actually think, wow, that it leans a little bit masculine to me, honestly, especially when it starts to dry down. But again, another fragrance that just has this very easy to wear, classic, clean, masculine kind of scent profile to me. To me, that's how it comes across. Wow. That's how it comes across on my skin. Again, I talked about, oak moss is in here. That was one of the main fragrance notes that you find in Chypris. So it does have this kind of clean, classic, masculine kind of feel to it. Another one where I don't really see there's an occasion where this wouldn't really work. I've gotten a lot of compliments on this one as well, a lot of inquiries about it. It's really, really good, man. From the brand of Christian Dior, this is Acqu Di Gio. All right, guys, this next fragrance is phenomenal. If you like a nice resinous, spicy, ambery kind of fragrance, this one as well, to me, kind of flew under the radar for bond number 9. This is called New York Forever. This thing is fantastic, seriously. Patchouli, cinnamon, honey, and tonka bean, wow. And amber. This is just wow, 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 wow. This is a very resinous, ambery, spicy, cinnamon-based fragrance. It is just good. I talked about Santal Austral from Matière Première. This kind of puts me in the mindset of that kind of scent profile. But this stuff is phenomenal. I remember wearing this towards the tail end of the fall and winter seasons last year, and really, 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 really enjoying this scent profile. This stuff is next level, man. It is next level. And again, I am so happy to have this in the collection. This came with this very weird, I call it weird. The top on this one was one of those very kind of eclectic caps that Bonham and I did with this particular fragrance. So I actually took that off and just put a gold cap on it. But I actually like it better like this. I wish I could get the red one. But anyway, amazing fragrance. Definitely one that a lot of people asked about when I wore this fragrance. It lasts towards the tail end of the cooler months last year. Looking forward to wearing it this upcoming fall and winter as well. But from Bonham and I, check out New York Forever. This is really good. All right, guys, the next fragrance is from the brand of Parfums de Marly. I've already worn this out 2 times as well. Definitely got some inquiries and some compliments on this. I was very, very impressed by what I smelled. I told you guys I was going to pull the trigger and get it. Got it from Joma's shop. This is Cashley. You guys see look, you can see. Got a little dent in it already. But this is ginger, black pepper, neroli, petit grain. That's some of the main notes. I've said this before. I will say it again. I think there's ginger in here as well. I love the orange tree. I love the orange tree, orange blossom, neroli, petit grain. A huge dose of the orange tree in this fragrance, and I love it. Another fragrance to me that is just very classically clean and masculine, and you can never go wrong with that kind of scent profile. I absolutely love this stuff. I want it to work. I want it to the gym. I want it at home, just kind of lounging around, and I love it, man. Got asked about this fragrance at the film, got asked about it and complimented several times at work when I wore it. It's a head turner. I'm very happy that I added this to my collection. I wanted to wait until I could get it at a discounted price, and I'm glad that Joma Shop had the sale and I was able to pick it up for a really good price. Easy to wear, compliment getter right here. This is Cashley from the brand of Parfums de Marly. I like it at the price that I got it for. All right, guys, so the next fragrance, we're going to the newest fragrance from the house of Chanel, their designer line, and I'm talking about Bleu de Chanel Le Exclusive. Lemon mint, amber, sandalwood, and cedarwood. I can't say enough good things about this fragrance, about this brand, and how they went about releasing this particular fragrance. I told you guys, I love the fact that they didn't inundate us with a whole bunch of other flankers from this line. They made it very simple. You have the EDT, the EDP, the Parfum, and now the Le Exclusive. And this is perfect. I think everything about it is perfect. Obviously, people that I've come into contact with thought that it smelled good on me as well. That's why it's on this list as a head turner. But I love this stuff from Chanel. Bleu de Chanel Le Exclusive Homme. And last but not least, I think this one came out maybe like 2 years ago, man. But man, I wore it here recently and was reminded of how great it is and how much of a head turner it is because I wore it and people loved it on my skin. This is from the brand of Tom Ford. This is Tom Ford Noir Extreme Parfum. Noir Extreme Parfum. This stuff is really good, guys. Cardamom, coffee, vanilla, suede, and tonka bean are some of the main notes. I love the original. I love this particular flanker of Noir Extreme. They have all the elements that I love in the original Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Made this a little bit richer, a little bit deeper scent profile. Lasts a little bit longer as well. And again, when I wore it the other day, I was reminded of how good this fragrance is. Check it out from the brand of Tom Ford Noir Extreme Parfum. absolute head turner. But that is it, guys. That is my time. I hope you enjoyed this video today, as I gave you 10 fragrances that are head turners in 2025. What are some fragrances that you guys have been rocking here lately that have been really turning heads? I would love to hear from you down in the comment section. And as always, I sincerely appreciate you guys' time and your attention to these videos, because you don't have to watch, but you do. And I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure you're sharing these out to some other folks that you think could use the information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darian, the BowTie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell fantastic. So until next time, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.